Hey, welcome to Pia's Creative Corner. My name is Pia and this is about diamond painting. Welcome to my work in progress video, and it's going to be a work in progress where I will talk about this picture I'm doing, and I will be talking about a kind of a topic. I am doing these kind of videos both in Danish and in English, and I'm trying to balance so no matter if you're a Danish or international friend of mine, you will benefit from whatever I do. So I will try and do the same topic in both videos. There might be some different angles, or because both so I don't have to repeat myself, but also because there will be different things you can say, whether it's for the Danish people or for the international people. So and I'm trying to keep my nose on the track, so that in the sense of my pictures, because I really want to do this and be done with it, because I'm so close to be finished. But on the other hand, I was like, maybe they get tired of watching the same picture, especially because I'm trying to do a video every week, and maybe that's not so exciting to follow the progress every week with a new whip and chat with the same picture. But on the other hand, it's what I have. So I have to work with what I have. So yeah. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel and support me in my little corner of the YouTube world and the diamond painting community. Diamond painting in Denmark is not a big thing, so what I'm doing is kind of a big thing, but in the sense that not that many people are doing diamond painting in Denmark, so it's kind of a new. And that was actually why I started, was because I heard more than once that people were kind of writing or asking if what if anybody knew about a Danish channel, because they were not that good listening and understanding English, so they really would hear if anybody had a Danish knew about a Danish channel. And that was partly why I started, and partly because I think sometimes when you're trying to explain things to people, that it's so much easier when you can show it than when you're going to try and explain yourself, especially in English, but also in Danish. So if you can just show it, it's so much easier. So this is why I started the channel. Okay, I know I told this before, but good things can't be repeated too much. Okay, I think it's time. I'm going to dive into this picture and try and work on it so that I can reach to the point where I'm done. Because I really, really want to do the next one. I wanted to do this one too, so it's not that, it's not that I'm doing something I don't want to do, but it's a big picture, and when you reach that to this point where I'm so close to be done with it, I really want to be done with it. I mean, really, really want to be done with it. Okay, I need some glasses. I'm going to what do you call it? Make the light a bit less strong, so it won't have so much shine in your eyes. And I can maybe this better. Let's see, what can I do for you? I can turn. It's all about balance. I have to find a balance where I can still be filming what I'm doing and not, and you can get the most of it, and not too much. This, I think this must be it. Okay, let's try here. Okay. And then I am going to find a color. and a tray. Okay, I'm not going, in this video, I'm not going so much in details with what I'm using, because I'm using the same as I have in the other ones. Just to mention that it's the Munimate tray, and I'm using pens from Norse Alchemist. Someday I will have enough accessories to, switch around and do what suits. If I'm doing a purple picture, I will be able to have purple trays and stuff like that. But I'm not there, and I think partly because there are not that many shops in Denmark that uh, sell accessorized to it and custom made, custom made or home design made trays or uh, the pens. These pens are hand turned, and it's the first one I found, only one I found in Denmark that does it. Um, so, so it's not, and that's what I mean. It's not a big thing in Denmark. So I really wish that it was, because then I would support the small shops in Denmark doing this. But it's not a big thing, unfortunately. So what I'm trying to say is that I I'm I'm working on building a selection of things like pens and trays. So, and yeah, what do you call it, center party or whatever. So I can switch a little around and, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and tell a little bit about the shops I've been buying it from. But it it will take a bit more time, because I can't, I mean, I'm not a rich girl, so I don't have that much money. So I will have to wait and save some money, and then put some money aside, and then I will be able to, for instance, buy a complete set of Munimate trays. And then I will, or a picture from Unimate. I really want a picture from Unimate and try and, you know, show you what that's about, and share that thing, because they have different artists than Diamond Art Club and Orloa, which is the others I've been trying, and Dreamer Designs. So, and I really would love to try some new shops regarding the pictures, but it is a bit of a challenge, because on the other hand, I'm not going to buy from AliExpress, because I can't be sure what I'm buying from them, and whatever I am buying, I am going to display on this channel. So I have to be sure that, oh, here we go. So I have to be sure that it's all the licenses and things is okay. So I'm not going. So I don't want to hurt anybody, and I don't want to risk getting my video banned, because I really put a lot of energy and work in it. So I'm really careful that the pictures I'm showing here are bought from, for instance, Diamond Art Club, and I know that their licensing are perfectly okay, and they have a contract on every artist, and they are giving back to the artist, and everything is good. So therefore, at the moment, 99% of my pictures are from Diamond Art Club. My goal is to, as I go along, to buy more from different shops, but as I say, I have to always put money aside for it, because it is more expensive for me. I am waiting for my cross-stitch conversion, and I'm really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, Jaded Gem Shop had some flooding, and I might be waiting a bit more longer for it than first anticipated, but I don't mind. Maybe I even place another order for at her place if I can afford it in not this month but next month in April. I might do that. And then just cause you pay. I will pay for it in April, and then it will just hopefully surface in June or July, and that would be perfect for me. So in that sense, I don't mind. I mean, it's not. I know that when I buy from these small shops, it's going to take a bit longer time than when I buy from Diamond Art Club. And I mean, it's not that I don't have anything to do while I wait. I mean, then I'm just gonna do some more Diamond Art Club pictures and create a bit more space at my storage place. Yeah, on my stash I will do a bit more pictures so that I can order more pictures with a good conscience. I think it's something like that. So, okay. And I'm really trying to work on this. I was walking the dog and I was kind of thinking, well, because when I walk the dog, I do most of my thinking, my free thinking things or plannings. It's a place. I have a mindset when I walk the dog where more free. I'm not disturbed by any persons or anything. And even though that I mean, when I walk the dog, I do this free thinking. But when I train the dog and I'm demanding things from him, I'm 100% on him. And then on the other hand, I'm not thinking of anything else. And that's a good thing. It's like being mindful about what you do. So that's just what I said. Okay. But what I was thinking was that I'm more thinking about actually in this Weapon chat do to start up the new picture, the tourist J wall picture, because I really, really, really want to start it. I'm so excited about it because I have kitted up and I could just rip this off and place the other one and put some drills down. But in that sense, I notice I'm really my daughter of my mom. Like if she if because unfortunately I don't have her anymore. She died when I was 24, but she's still with me, in sense like when I'm have these thoughts like no, don't do that, Pia. Finish the things you are into and then you can take the new ones. And she's absolutely right because I'm gonna lose the big picture, no the big picture, but I'm gonna lose the side of what I really want to do, and then I might be a bit apprehensive or scared that I won't kind of return to what I have started and just about to finish, and then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna finish this, and then I know I'm in good conscience I can go and start the other one. So and unfortunately, you have to suffer with me to see another video where I am working on these and these colors. But I hope you will survive. Maybe just do something else like the laundry or do diamond painting or whatever, then you don't have to see what I'm doing. No, it's not a big thing. I know. And I know that, I mean, I myself watch a lot of whip and chat from other creators and from my from my favorite ones like Katie with from Diamonds and Washi or Miss Coffee or you know or Jaded Gem Shop or Jade from Jaded Gem Shop or who else am I watching actually like Pixie Sticks I like watching. Her YouTube diamond painting channel is called Dr. Pepper, I think, something like that. I think she's so sweet. I really love her. Listening to her. So I know that you're not necessarily seeing everything that the person that doing the WIP and chat is working on, but of course you're listening, and when I talk about it, you will be noticing different things, and so yeah. I will quit while I'm ahead here, so I won't be digging myself into a deeper hole. Okay, let's see what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that one because when I'm switching a bit between the small and the big one because I'm using the big ones for yeah for the colors I do a lot. So and I do have often I do have a plan, and when because the plan is more than often that I'm just gonna take them from one end and to the other. But when it comes to these, where I do have a lot of it is that the change actually you can say that there's a lot of confetti, but when I look at the big section I have, if I um if I look at that, it's not that big of a deal because it is actually more color blocking because I can use a lot of the same colors. It is a lot of the same colors, so yeah. Um okay. So my plan or my thoughts about these videos I do in English and in Danish. I do another picture when I do the Danish ones, and you're more than welcome to watch them if you're just curious about what I'm doing. I don't think that you will understand much of what I'm saying, but if you just want to hear my voice, you're more than welcome to watch those too. And please, 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 whatever, no matter if it's the Danish or the English one, please leave a comment or a thumbs up, a like, so that it will be, so the algorithm behind the YouTube algorithm will register that you have been at my channel. And um, the more the more times my videos are shown, the more they will be shown in other people's feeds. So, yeah. Okay. Um, Today's topic is going because I have been before I start, I have been talking a bit about, say, or I've been said to my Danish girls and boys that they could always mail me a personal mail on a message on Instagram if there was any kind of things, topic they wanted me to talk about or express how I feel about, and they could do it like anonymous, so they don't have to, everyone could say, oh, it's just because you was this and this. It would just be me finding a topic, but no one has done that, and it's okay. I'm just gonna do my topics myself. It's not that I don't have anything to talk about. I just want a bit structure. You know, um, I am that kind of a person that I do function the best if I have a plan for what to do. That plan might change, but I love having know where to start. It's not always I end where I think I'm gonna end, but just as long as I start where I'm planning to start. Saying that, I also say that I'm not good at changing. If my plans are changing, you know, suddenly, if I have plans to go uh, to shops or dentist or hairdresser or whatever, or I have invited for a friend for coffee or something, and it's not, and they are canceling. I'm I will see. I will say that as I'm getting older, I'm getting better. But I'm not good enough. I'm really bad at it, and I get disappointed, and I get a bit frustrated and a bit angry that I have to now figure out what to do because people can't this and this. And it's not other people's fault. It's purely at my table. The problem is, um, no one else. It's no one else's problem. It's my problem alone. And I will say, when I was younger, it was really a big problem for me. That if I had planned that to go somewhere and I couldn't do it, or I have plans that I have invited people and they couldn't come, and it would end up that I wouldn't have any, you know, no one would come and visit me. So all that I have planned to do and stuff like that wouldn't be happening. I would I would go mad and sad and kind of frustrated, to the sense that I could start crying just because I was like, but you can't. I mean, I have done all this and you're not coming. It's not something I would ever say, but it was definitely a feeling. So that's why I need a plan, and I have a plan. And the topic of today is going to be about adoption, and that is one of I won't say one of my favorite topics, but it's one of the topics I know a lot about, because I am adopted myself. And it is a question I have been asked a lot, uh, as I have grown up. And people always start saying, I hope you don't mind. And it's not that I want to hurt your feelings, but can I ask you something personal? And I almost always know that it's going to be something about my adoption or whether I'm adopted or not. Um, First, I will say that I don't bear any negative feelings toward my biological, my birth mother. I am not bearing any sadness or anger or resentment against um, her or people that are not adopted. I think I'm going to say it that way because I am in an organization, a member in an organization in Denmark for grown up adoptees from Korea. And one of the things they have been talking a lot about is this kind of micro racism where it's like a cultural thing, um, but it really hurts your feelings. And I have never thought about this, and I think that partly because it was a thing they did at home growing up, my mom and dad and my big brother, that is a biological child of my adopted what do you call it, my adoptive parents. So but it was never like they were not trying to be not nice to me. I always saw it as a kind of a way to express love. Um, but it did hurt me sometimes, and it was like, because what I don't think that people understand is that, for instance, I have been in Denmark since I was 15 months or so. Um, and actually, I would have been here earlier, but there were an outbreak of, I think was it fever, or it was one of the child diseases, like smallpox or so was happening at the um, children's home I was. So where were so I just had to think about, because this is something I've been talking a lot about in Danish, but not that much in English. So I was just going to think about what it's called in English. So that's why I had to pause a bit. Okay, but what people don't think, I think that what people not aware of is that I'm actually been here most of my life, and when I look out through my eyes, I see the world with the culture I grew up in, and that is the Danish culture. So when people are asking me, um, or when people are doing like racism things, like, uh, saying "xing xiang shesk" or "chiao chow chow" or whatever they can say, I don't think they say it to be mean in that sense. Some do, absolutely, some do, but my parents didn't. It was kind of just doing a joke about it, and it was not just me, it was just in general. They never thought about that I would take it too hard and that I would be sad about it. But it's not funny to be the one that is left out of the circle. So and I can be as Danish as I want to, but I just have to look in the mirror and say I'm never gonna be 100% Danish, because I mean I'm not. And as a grown up, I have learned to live with it. But I remember as a child it was hard because I just wanted to be like all the other kids. I didn't want to be the one. I don't want to be like, oh, do you read rice every day? Or oh, is that why your eyes are looking like that? Because you've been eating rice every day? And whatever they say, or some people could say to me, oh, uh, where were you born? I was like, well, I was born in South Korea. Oh, you speak good Danish. Yeah, I've been here since I was 15 months. So yeah, I do speak good Danish. Some said to me once, oh, I can hear you have an accent. I was like, I don't have an accent. I don't know what you're talking about, but I don't have an accent. I have a dialect due to the area I have been grown up in Denmark. um, I have a dialect from there when I speak Danish, and I tend to get to kind of leaning toward other dialects in Danish, but I don't have an accent. That's just stupid to say. Um, so I was adopted. As I said, I've been in Denmark since I was 15 months, and I grew up in a what you would call a good solid family with my mom and my dad and my, you could say, half brother, because I mean we were not I no, he was not even my half brother, because I mean we were not blood related. um and I think that the most of my childhood I felt really, really isolated and alone. I just wanted to belong, and I just wanted to know um, that I was loved. Actually, my parents was kind of the generation that didn't talk too much to their kids. It's like, well, most of the time they either um, told me what I did wrong, or they asked me why I didn't follow their rules. And if I should describe it today, I think as a person, it was like I was this round thing they were trying to put down in a square box, and you couldn't. I mean, really, you couldn't. So, I'm not saying I had a bad childhood. I didn't, because I had a good childhood in so many sense, in so many ways. Um, but in other ways, I didn't. I mean, emotionally, I didn't. Emotionally, I was really I was really hanged out to dry, because no, I didn't know where to go, and the times I tried to ask for help, I was just told I was spoiled, and yeah, and there's nothing wrong with me. I should just shut up and appreciate what I had, because there were so many kids that didn't have what I had. That was kind of the way with I was told. So what that's what I did actually. I will say that if I had my childhood friend, I don't actually think I would have survived my childhood and my youth, because I was really lonely, and I had times I was really, really sad, and really felt like I was in the wrong place. So, and I didn't know how to get out of it. Um, but I mean, we moved from the small village my mom and dad was living in when I came to Denmark, and then we moved to a bigger city close by, and at at that moment, in that house on the opposite corner, we lived on a corner, and on the other corner there was another. My mom had a small business, crafting, actually crafting shop, and on the other corner there was a bakery, I think it's called. um and they had a daughter that was similar to my age. She is 2 years younger. Both our parents, mine and hers, were kind of pushing and saying, well, they just moved another one, just moved a girl, sweet girl on the other side, and blah, 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 blah. Shouldn't you go play and us play? And I mean, we didn't have chats, we didn't have mobile phones, we didn't have tablets. We had to move our bodies on the other side, on the other corner, and ask for if the other one could play. And I will say it was her that came to my door, and because I was not going to, I was really insecure in that sense. Um, and not really not in I don't think I was interested in learning, having new friends, because I was not absolutely sure I could trust them. So I do think that in one way I had enough friends in my school and in my class. I was like, I don't need another friend. I'm not, because I think there's enough in my life I have to kind of adapt to or live up to, and I don't need another thing. But when she came to our door, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I can play, and we have been almost inseparable since. I had, I mean, we had about 3 or 4 years where we didn't see each other, or didn't see each other much, and yeah, it was between about the she was 14, I think, until I was 18. Um, and then she came to my work, and I worked at a burger place, and she just walked up to me and said hi. I said hi, and we talked like yesterday. And yeah, that's how we do it still. I mean, she lives in Manchester in the UK, so I'm not seeing her that much, but whenever I do, it's just like so natural, and we're just catching up, touching base, and then keep moving. Yeah, that's how our friendship is. So it's really, And I mean, she, even though we were kids, she kind of just took me as for what I was, and she never questioned anything for what I said. She was just there. I don't think she understood all the issues I had, or what I said or talked about, or whenever I was sad, why I was sad, and but she kind of just took it to heart. I was like, wow, yeah, I'm here. I And I did some healing or some meditative things on her before I really knew what it was. But I think it was the way we bonded, her and I. It was what I could do, or just had it natural in me. So yeah, being adopted is not always easy, and being a teenager and being adopted is just the most difficult things I have ever done, I think. even even my mom, my adoptive mom, when she got sick with cancer and died when I was 24, it was intensive and it was hard, but it was not as hard as my teenage years. Not emotional for me anyway. There was of course I missed and miss my mom, but the things I had kind of, I had to the process I had to work through when I was a teenager was really, really, really tough on me. I mean, I had to find a reason as a teenager. I find a reason to live. Yeah, that's a tough one, because I actually, it was really hard for me to find, and the most reason I could the only reason a lot of the times were either my dogs or my childhood friend. I didn't have any other reason. I mean, there was no one in my life that I would kind of, feel like that would miss me as much. So that's a tough one. Um, so today, when I look back at it and I think, and what I know, the things I know today about being adoptive, I will say that I think adoption is a good thing. I do. It's not that I'm questioning. I am questioning the good things or the positive things about being adopted from the other side of the world. I've been to Korea twice, and hopefully I will be able to go there again before I get too old, but I'm not sure. I might not. And yeah, so and cultural wise, Denmark and Korea are so far apart. I mean, of course today, where when you can see, and I love seeing Korean movies, for instance, from the old times and stuff like that. Um and I love hearing the Korean language, and I mean, that's really something that gives me a lot. But I don't need that much. I don't need that now. I needed it, really needed it when I was younger, when I was a teenager, when I was a child. That's when I needed it. Today it's just, well, it's a good thing. It's a plus. It's a bonus. So I think adoption is a good thing. I just think that you should be cautious about where you adopt the kids from, whether it's better to help kids domestic. I mean, if my parents had got a kid from Europe instead of Asia, um, and I know this because I worked at a time and place in my life. I had to work in Copenhagen Airport, and one of the ones I was working with was actually adopted from Austria. And we had this talk about, well, she knew a lot about Austria. She's been there a lot of times, almost every summer holidays she spent in Austria, and I have been in Austria. So, and there was so many things that I was not jealous, but a bit envy. I think I was a bit. I would have loved to do that. Um, Even though you're not seeking for your biological roots, you are seeking for your cultural roots, and that might be as important as searching for the biological ones. Because I think growing up being adopted, that the biological things, when it comes at the end of the day, the biological thing is a minor thing. It is something about to be able to look at your parents and say, okay, I'm going to get gray hair like my mom, I'm going to get feet like my dad, or you know, but all the things that makes you who you are as a person, that's what you get from what you grow up in, from whatever life throws at you. So and I mean, people have said to me, for instance, that, oh, you reminds me of your dad. I was like, how on earth can I remind you of my dad? I mean, he has light hair. My dad was light blonde hair with light gray eyes and tall, and I mean, he was not like anything but a Scandinavian guy. And the person said to me, but it's not how he looks that reminds me of you. You reminds me of him. It's how you handle kids, for instance. The way you talk to kids, it's just like hearing your dad. It's like, oh, I never thought about it that way. I never saw it that way. I was like, whoa, well, yeah, of course, because of course I have copied, and of course I have incorporated things I have heard when I grow up, and the things that I think that my mom and dad did right. I mean, they did not everything bad, as I said. It's not that I had a bad childhood in that sense, because I got some really good values. I learned a lot about what to do and what not to do. I learned how to behave in almost any circumstances I could find. And I will say that the life taught me the rest. So in that sense, it's not bad. I mean, in that sense, I didn't have a bad childhood. Um, Whoa, what is that? One is a stray one, because that's not going to be there, I think. No. Yeah. So this thing about being adopted, I mean, when I say I've been out having these speaking about being adopted, and people are like, how can you be against adoption? I'm not against adoption, and that's really, really important for me to say. I'm not against adoption, but I do think that when you adopt a child, you should really think long and hard from where you get it. I mean, a lot of people in America, Denmark, wherever, rich countries, adopted kids from China, for instance, and Thailand and Korea, and and I mean, yeah, um, not all of these kids had a good childhood. I'm just saying, sadly, and it does sadden me to say it, because when as a adopted kid, you are damaged good. Emotional, you are damaged goods. No matter if you were 1 year, half, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, it doesn't matter. You still damage goods and you need help. And your parents need help to handle you. Um, in Denmark, we have a over representation of um, uh, what do you call it? Sorry, people that are adopted that has been in contact with the psychiatrist system and been in treatment for personality disorders, mental disorders, really, and suicide attempts. And I mean, so it's not just that, it's not just something I say. It is actually, this is the facts. This is how it is. Unfortunately, not many knows this, and not many people think about that it should be a problem. And it's not, if you know what to do and know how to react as the person or the grown up that take this child and hold his hands. But it's not all people who has the resources to do this. Some people are adopting kids for more for their own for their, what do you call it, because they need it more than the kid needs at home. Hmm? Okay, enough with the heavy stuff. I did get to place some drills down. I'm gonna work on this some more. I think I will be finished with this section, and I will throw myself into the next section. It seems like it's going to be a lot of color blocking, so maybe I will be a really good part and closer to be done today. Or then it's going to be tomorrow. And then the next time you will see a work in progress or WIP and chat from me, it's going to be a new topic and a new picture. Until then, take care, stay safe, be nice to each other. Talk to you later. Bye.